So just wanted to capture this moment. The date is 29th September. It's Thursday. It's 10:30 in the morning. Just came from the MVR, it's a motor vehicle registry here in Darwin, Australia. Just did my motorcycle theory exam, and I passed that. I just passed it. I got 4 wrong, and a lady wasn't sure if I passed or not, and yeah, then she was like, yeah, you passed. So all I got to do now is my my stability test. That's where I'm going now. I'm going uptown to talk to a guy named Dave. He owns a scooter shop, and he does a stability test up there, so I'm going to talk to him, see if I can get into a stability test. Once I get that proof that I've passed, I can go back to the MVR and yeah, get my motorcycle license. From then on, I'll be on my L's, my learners, and I'll be able to go out and buy myself a motorcycle. Right now, I got my eyes on this sweet Kawasaki Ninja. It's a 250, but with the learners, I can only go as fast as 80 kilometers an hour, so I figured just go with 250. After 12 months upgrade to the 300, so yeah, I'll keep you posted and let you know how it goes. So yeah, I just completed my motorcycle stability test and I passed, so I'm pretty happy. So this is a motorcycle track that I did my test on. I did on a Honda 200 GTX. I messed up a little bit on the turns, but everything else I did really good on. So the guy was happy, I'm happy. Passed my test. I can go back to MVR and actually get my learners. So in under 4 hours, I got my motorcycle learner's license, which allows me to drive anything up to 600 cc. I started off 10:30 this morning. I went to the MVR. Straight off the bat, problems there. I had to do my theory test online, and they didn't have internet connected. So bit of messing around there. I had to do the test on paper. They gave me the questionnaires and I just filled in the boxes, just ticked A, B, or C. I had to get, I had 30 questions. Had to get 26 right to pass. And guess what? I got 26. I got 4 wrong. And the lady, she was as confused as she was like, oh, you got 4 wrong, you failed the test. You're gonna have to, since you did it on paper form, you're gonna have to come back tomorrow. If you would have did it online, you could have done it straight away. I was like, man, so I'm gonna have to come in tomorrow. I got 4 wrong. She was like, yeah, and then was talking for a bit more, and then she was like, oh, no, I made a mistake. You got 4 wrong means you passed your theory. I was like, what? Really? She's like, yeah. I was like, sweet. I was like, sweet. So she was like, oh, you want us to book you in for a stability test, which is a motorcycle practical test? And I was like, nah, I'll just I'll just do it myself. I'll go uptown and see the guy that does the practical test and see if he can fit me in today. So she was like, no worries. So I went up there, like as soon as I left the MVR, I went straight uptown, walked into the front of his store, where the parking spots, you know, where you're supposed to park, it's all got cones everywhere, witches' hats, just set arrows and lines set up for the practical test, you know, stability test they call it, where you get on the bike and ride. So I walked in, I was like, so you Dave? And he was like, yeah. It's like MVR sent me. He was like, no worries, fill in this application, we'll get you out there. As soon as I done that, he was like, yeah, you'll be jumping on that bike there. Once you get out, do a couple of laps and warm up, and I'll finish up paperwork and come out. So I was like, yeah, no worries. And the place I went to was called a scooter shop, everything inside scooters. He was like, you okay riding a manual bike? I was like, yeah. Although the last time I actually rode a motorcycle, I was like a teenager. It was like 20 something years ago. Last time I was on a bike, I was expecting to go out there and jump on a scooter and do the test, but he was like, I'll go it. He was like, yeah, jump on that bike there, we'll be using that bike. So I go out there and it's a friggin' Yamaha 200 or something. Not a little scooter that everybody else used, so I jumped on it. And I messed up a few times on the test. I went over a line, I stole the bike. And but all in all, I reckon I did pretty good, and he passed me. After he passed me, he gave me a form saying that I passed. I ran back to the MVR, and the longest part was waiting in line, sitting down waiting for them to call your number, and went up there, and they cost me like $23 to change my license. And now I've got the motorcycle license learners on my driver's license, so I'm happy. And it's like, it's 12:30 now. Got that all done in a day. Now I can actually ride around on a motorcycle. I can go out and buy one. And sister's boyfriend has actually got a Yamaha 250, like a cruiser. So I might jump on that and have a little bit of a ride around. I noticed when I did the test, I was really unstable. Like, I couldn't keep the bike upright because the course that you ride around is really small and compact, and I couldn't keep up speed. But you know, I passed, and it was my first time riding in over 20 years, so I'm happy with that. Yeah, so 29th September 2016, first time ever that I get a motorcycle license. I'm 44 years old, so what's gonna happen now is I've got my eyes on this sweet Kawasaki Ninja 250. It's 2016, brand new. They want $5 grand for it, so I've got my eye on that. And that's gonna be my learner's bike. And once like after, the guy said after 6 months I could upgrade my license. So 6 months of driving, I might do that. As soon as I want to get my Ninja as soon as I can to get on the road and start driving, you know. And yeah, after like 12 months or so, after I upgrade my driver's license, I'm gonna look at getting might upgrade it up to a Ninja 300. So either way, I'm gonna show you the bike and see what it looks like, all of that. So yeah, get a GoPro attach it to my helmet. I've got to buy a helmet first, got to buy my gear and all that. But yeah, I'm really excited. I can't believe how quick and easy it was. The practical, I mean the theory, it was just like doing a driving test. It was all the same rules as a car, and just say threw in a couple of things there related to motorcycles, like where you drive in a lane, what sort of safety gear you wear, all that kind of thing. And then the practical was probably the toughest. Well, you got to speed up and slam on the brakes and go in between the cones. It looks easy, but when you're going slow and you're almost stalling, it's kind of hard to get upright. But I'm happy, so I'll keep you up to date on how it goes.